why they are doing that is because, let's say you have some kind of, ulterior motive, and you spend $900. The credit bureau, they didn't note anything, or they did not show any concern. You can go to another bank or another institution and get another credit card, do the same thing,
Before
and
the 30 days of reporting.
yeah, before the 30 days, and before they know it, or before the institution realize it, or those financial, banks or institution, you've already accrued a lot of debt.
Yep.
And so it's like your current, the credit that you are passing along to all this institution isn't accurate, because whenever they give you card, you spend too much than what they need, and you go to the next one, you spend way more than what they need. Before you know it, your credit is bad, but you've accrued a lot of debt that shouldn't have happened. It's like they are, without checking it, without monitoring that, creating that system. It's like people can easily just get money unnecessarily, or that they cannot handle, and it will become a problem of the, let's say the person cannot pay back, he or she have to file bankruptcy and others. So financial institution cannot, they cannot afford to take that risk. So that was why they developed that system, where when you spend more than 30%, it flags you, so that if you go to another bank, the other bank will see it, like, oh, this guy is a high risk, or this lady is a high risk person, he or she spent more than 30%, we better be careful to,
Okay.
if they plan to award 2,000 before, they might decide to decrease it to 600, 500, 400, depending on how bad is your, usage or your utilization. So that was why they developed that system, and it has been working, because it helps them to recognize or determine who is a high risk user of, the credit card. So how do you get around this? How do you build a good credit empire? Is by spending less than 30%. Try to see if you can get more credit card on your name, and your goal is not to spend it recklessly. Your goal is to establish as many as possible credit um, institution that report, you know positively under your name. That way you have multiple line of credit
Credits.
report.
Mhm.
It shows that you are responsible. It shows that you know how to manage your finances. You don't want just one. I mean, if you have one good one, it's better than all bad five or six credits. So
Yep.
it's
Agree.
not just that the number, it's about using it right. But having multiple helps your credibility.
Ibrahim, before you move on, so now we've literally hit how to build or establish a credit,
Hmm.
how to maintain,
Hmm.
what's an ideal utilization should be for you
Hmm.
to maintain your high credit score.
Sure.
What if, let's say, okay, now I have all this money, it got to my head, I I went to shopping, and I see all this nice stuff, I already buy all these things, I can't
Yeah.
take them back.
Sure.
My utilization has gone up like to like
Yeah.
70-80%, and now they all reported on my credit, and now I'm around 550 credit score, I'm around 600 credit score, and even 620. So how can I bounce back from all these? How can I rebuild? I'm trying to, a lot of people have been in this hole already. So what would be your advice for rebuilding, great credit score? Is it even possible?
Yeah, it is very possible. If you, in the not so good scenario that you just painted, where your credit's already like 580 or 620, and first of all, you need to determine the problem. Now, I mean, you've give us example, which is bad utilization. Okay. The first thing you want to do is to try to pay back. That's the easiest solution. Like, that does not require you, like, you know begging the financial institution or writing letter or anything. Try to see how you can pay back this debt. That will be the first easy way to fix it. Okay. The second easy way is to look for someone that you trust, who trusted you, and that person can put you on his or her credit. Because now what you are trying to do is that you're getting negative on your side. However, you need a positive to be coming in as well. If that person is using his or her card very well, they'll be reporting to you and that person as well. Even though you have a negative on this side because you've overspent and everything, you are still paying back. You still want some positive to be coming in. That will kind of help to neutralize. It might not fix that problem at that point. Okay, but at least that would neutralize your bad credit or not so good credit history at that time. Now, another thing you want to do is to see how you can talk to. There are some banks where when they see you have a lot of credit issue, they will offer you to kind of like consolidate. Like they will try to get all those credit together and say, okay, we know you have 5,000 here, 3,000 there, this is that. Okay, when we put all together, maybe it's like 20 grand. We can give you a new credit card or a credit line that is 20,000. Then you be on a contract with them. You might have to be paying maybe $200, $300, but it's gonna be on one card instead of three, five cards.
Having multiple card, yeah.
Yes, because sometimes you have multiple and everybody is saying this is the limit, this is the limit, this is the limit, minimum payment rather. When you add all the minimum payment together, it might be more than what a single bank will offer you to do. And in that case, you might be able to pay that monthly payment. And as long as they are seeing that positive payment, even though you've spent more than 30%, the credit bureau they also consider it. Like they see that they want to see you that active, consistent payment. So you'll be having this point gradually showing that hey, this guy is doing well now. And hopefully the new guy or the new company will not say, oh, this guy has been, there's no late payment and everything on your record. They don't want that. So when you're trying to bounce back, you have to be consistent, determined, and very focused on the plan. Okay. Another way to do that is to look for like another kind of credit line. For example, where you don't have to get a debt, but like I think IPL, I think phone company, some of them still do it, but I cannot pinpoint which one is still doing it. Before, I know for sure AT&T used to do that. You can go to AT&T, get a phone, but make sure it's something, it's not too crazy, something cheap that you can pay back. Okay, I have to stress that. When the more you get that, the more you pay back every month, or get a line. You don't even have to get their phone. When you do AT&T, you have a line you pay every month. Okay, do a plan with them. You might pay the phone outright, but that you want that line because if it's a contract, if that company is reporting, they'll be reporting that you are paying, and that will help. You just want a lot of people to be saying something positive about you in a short summary. You want that positivity more than a negative. Okay. If you can do all that, that will help your credit. And of course, you have to be patient.